friends, happy Friday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. You're crawling out of that tryptophan-induced coma along with me. Let me just make sure that I'm actually there. There I go. Smoking the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli with Haunted Bookshop, as is the tradition here. And it's great to see you all. Why do people think they took me? What's going on, Tim? Mike can't find his flints. They took Mike. What? Are you not hearing me? Now I'm confused. Big Dave says, where's Mike? I'm right here. I started the show at exactly 8 o'clock. What's wrong? Well, I'm going to just keep talking and hope that you guys, somebody lets me know that you can hear me. Let's see, we got Puny Pipe Man, Gary Edminster, Steve Russell, Tim Fournier. Good to see you guys tonight. Lord Hogarth, Scott at the 16th Day, Ron Hardcrackers, Phil Rivara, Big Dave, Bona Piper. Great to see all of you. And there's Pipe Writer, and I think I'm all caught up. Still nobody letting me know if you can hear me. I'm a little concerned. Oh, good, you hear me. Okay. Everything is fine. Gotcha. You had me a little worried. Smarty Bob, how you doing there? And there's Michael Case, still stuffed. I haven't stopped being stuffed yet. Didn't want to be eating turkey for weeks, says Big Dave. Neither did I, Dave. There's Jimmy513. How you doing, Jimmy? Ford Smoking Pipes. Hello there, Ford. Good to see you. Glad I'm wall to wall. It's a little worrisome having me wall to wall, but I'll try to behave. There's the Urban Hermit. How you doing tonight, Everett? So, now the reason I was asking is can you hear me? Because a lot of people were saying they took Mike. What happened to Mike? And I didn't know, like, did I miss a joke earlier or something? Oh, Bona Piper's trying to get me to smoke Ennerdale. I don't know, Christian. I don't know. I've had that unopened tin unopened for a long time. Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker. How's it going, Eric? Good to see you tonight. Yeah, it's one of those things. The Ennerdale, like I don't know. You avoid something for so long, even once you decide that it's okay to stop avoiding it, it still just doesn't feel right. It's like you're breaking some long-standing tradition or something. Oh, you thought I was late. Oh, you know what happened, guys? I did start the intro early. I apologize for that. So, yeah, the show started right on time, but I started the intro a couple minutes earlier than normal. Sorry. I understand now. Yeah, what happened, so I inserted the Flint picture because I thought it was funny, and if you guys don't know the Flint story, I can tell it later. But, no, Big Dave, I thought Charlie Brown was on ABC, I thought. Was I wrong about that? Oh, that's a shame. And Ford has got corn cob and corn cob and a Pegasus. Pegasus and a corn cob. Good deal there, Johnny. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to put that Flint picture in, and that screwed up the aspect ratio for all the other pictures, and I was trying to fix that, and I couldn't, so that's why everything was real tiny during the intro. And then I saw what time it was, and I panicked, and I normally start the intro at 7:56, and I started it at 7:54, which makes sense in my head because 6 plus 4 is 10, and I just inverted them. But you don't want to be in my head. It's a scary place. Anyway, I apologize for the slightly longer intro. You had to listen to that song for another 2 minutes. Apple TV took it away. Those bastards. Well, we actually, my wife is a bit of a prophet, I suppose, because years ago she went out and bought them all on DVD. So we can watch them anytime we want. Charlie's Rainbow Holiday. I'm afraid, Phil. I'm very afraid. Uh, Although MeTV did show two Peanut movies. They showed Boy Named Charlie Brown and Snoopy Come Home, I think, which were the first two feature length. I didn't watch them, but I recorded them so that when my wife gets back, we can watch them. But yes, it's a shame because it's such a holiday tradition, and I guess the nitwits at Apple think that everybody must have a Macintosh, which of course the vast majority of people do not. Anyway, I I don't want to get into that again. Couch isn't even here to enjoy it, so I won't do that. Smoking Buddy Matt, Elon should buy Apple now and give Charlie back to the people. I don't know about that. I don't be all for him buying it as long as he promises to shut it down after giving Charlie Brown back. Gary knows where his flints are now. Congratulations, Gary. Me too. Voodoo07, good to see you tonight, buddy. Hey, Voodoo, if I'm not mistaken, there's an interesting game on tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night, Sunday night. Yeah, I'm sure you can find them on YouTube, Phil. Yeah, I don't know if I said this. It's kind of funny, but this always happens. So my wife bought all of the Peanuts holiday specials on DVD, and you know I honestly don't think we've unwrapped those DVDs. I think they're still in the plastic wrappers. We have so many DVDs that we buy thinking we're going to watch that, you know, that we just never get around to watching them. But we own it now. Hey, Backcountry Pipe, how you doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you. You don't need a Mac to get Apple TV. That makes it even more insidious, Tim. Big Dave watched the Macy's Day Parade and the Westminster Dog Show. I watched the Planet of the Apes marathon, every Planet of the Apes movie. That's what I did yesterday. Michael, mother-in-law is doing well. She's up and about. She's now in a half cast, so she's got more mobility to her arm, but she's tiring out her easy, and she's doing more than she should be doing. My wife's out in Pittsburgh with her and ending a hand. So the end of our season. Uh-oh. Well, we'll see. The game is yet to be played there. I'll try not to taunt you, though. It's not often a Philadelphia fan gets to taunt anyone. So, Phil says he doesn't do Macy's Day Parade after inspecting the giant turkey for leaks. Got his head caught in the posterior on there for the whole parade. Phil. I don't blame you. I'd avoid it too. Couch, good to see you tonight, buddy. You got him on DVD too, Tim? Oh, the Planet of the Apes, yeah. MTMDB, how you doing? Oh, Black Friday. That's hilarious, Voodoo. I might have to put that on later. I assume it's just for today. Big Dave has given us the Westminster Dog Show final, so if anybody's really looking forward to watching a repeat of that, don't read Big Dave's comment because it's a spoiler. French Bulldog, huh? I've actually watched the dog show and it fascinates me, but I don't understand. I understand watching it. I don't understand like raising a dog to be in it. It just seems like a lot of work for what really is a I hate to say popularity contest, but the rules just, I don't understand how they're making their decisions, I guess is the bottom line. Cliff Higgins, hello there, Cliff. Just sitting there eating a turkey sandwich. What a surprise. I had spaghetti with sausage and meatballs for dinner tonight. And I will probably be having that every night for the next week or two. I mean a lot. Big Country Briar, how you doing, Cole? The dogs have not eaten all the pumpkin pie, but we're splitting it 50-50. I got a god-awful pumpkin pie. I don't know why, I just felt nostalgic when I went grocery shopping because I don't normally eat sweets, and pumpkin pie is not one of my favorites, but it just, I was doing the Italian Thanksgiving thing and I thought, oh, I gotta have something traditional, so I grabbed a pumpkin pie. I'm sure he was a cute dog, Big Dave. I'm not trying to take anything away from was his name Winston? Did I remember that right? I'm not trying to take anything away from Winston. Stud fees are a big part of it, Michael, I'm sure. Ohio Sweet Muffins Mafia Piper. How you doing there, buddy? Olympics figure skating, but for dogs. War dogs are amazing, Gary. Forward Smoking Pipes is pulling on an Irish whiskey to kill the chill. Sounds good, Ford. I do not have a whiskey tonight because I ran out. I got the Hershey Chocolate Porter. Good stuff. No, serious Zenith, I didn't do the pork. I wound up just going with meatball, sausage, spaghetti sauce, and I had a salad. I did put some tomato and fresh mozzarella on the salad, so it was kind of antipasta. And I was going to make an escarole soup, and I just kind of I thought, who am I trying to impress? It's me and the dogs don't care. I've seen them eat things; they don't care. So I've got a head of escarole that I have to figure out what to do with now. But tamper, bloodwood. Really fun thing to play with because it's got so many unusual angles on it. Let's see. Big Dave was only 67 in southern Arizona. Oh yeah, that's cold there, Big Dave. I think it was 28 when I got up this morning. Although it did get into the 50s. The past couple days have been quite nice. Legend Bourbon for Backcountry Pipe. Chicken bowling call at... Wait a minute. Chicken bowling call at feeding. Throw feed on a frozen lake. Geese swoop in, slide their chickens. Chicken bowling. That's a good one, Phil. I want a video of that. Oh, Ron. Your wife's not into Frosty, huh? That's funny. You know, Ford, it's funny the whiskey's gone this time because I swear I didn't drink it. And my lovely wife, she doesn't drink straight whiskey. She does vile things like puts it in Coke, which I think is just a complete waste of whiskey. And I've got this really good, really expensive Stolen Wolf rye whiskey that disappeared, and she swears she didn't drink it. I got to be nice because she buys it for me, so you know I can't. And she'll probably stop when she's out in Pittsburgh and pick up some more. Uh, but yeah, it just kind of disappeared, and I don't think I drank it all. Couch, you lost all of your socks? That's unusual. Usually people just lose one. You lost all of them, huh? Unless of course you only had one sock, then it wouldn't be that unusual. But you strike me as a multi-sock guy. Did chicken bowling in Montana. That is funny, Phil. I really like that one. Everett's got some haunted bookshop in his Friday 7 Ellie. That's what I got here. Codger Jim, I don't think the dogs drank it because I've a couple of times offered them, like, I dipped my finger in whiskey and hauled it out, and they want nothing to do with it. Thatcher will drink beer, and that little image that I've got at the when I put up the thumbnails for this show, and it's my little, I don't know what they call it. I've always called it an avatar, but I don't think people know what that means anymore. That little image that represents the channel, that's Thatcher drinking beer out of a bottle. And yeah, Thatcher likes beer. Isabel doesn't, and neither one of them will come anywhere near whiskey. Turkeys can fly for short distances, Gary. Just don't drop them out of a helicopter. Yeah, Ford, I hope that's not what happened, but I got a feeling that is what happened, and that's why she's telling me she didn't drink it. Cliff is telling me that Avatar means blue people. No, Cliff, that's Smurfs. You're confusing Smurfs with late 80s computer terminology. What do they call the images? Do they just call them? I'm sure. I mean, I've put plenty of them into things recently. I'm sure there's a name for it. Profile pictures or something like that. Another word from back in that time that people don't get anymore is the word handle. And it was back when people were using CB radios. Everybody knew what's your handle. It was what's your sort of nickname, your name on the CB. And for a long time, when you'd be like on a forum, like a Usenet group or something like that, back in the dark ages of the computer, of the internet, you'd have a name and it would be called your handle. And so now I meet somebody in real life, and they say, "Oh, I'm Bob Smith," and I say, "Oh, Bob," and then they say, "Oh, I go by Bob's Pipes on YouTube." And we used to be able to say, "Oh, I'm Bob. My handle is Bob's Pipes on YouTube," or "My YouTube handle is Bob's Pipes." I guess nobody does that anymore. That's a long way to go to say I'm old. Let's see. The Urban Hermit wants me to try Canal Boat. I have not tried Canal Boat. Clear for mixing, brown is for sipping. I'll sip clear too, Ford, but yeah, that makes sense. Thumbnail. No, thumbnail's at the beginning of the video. That's different. I don't know. 10-4 good, buddy. Backcountry pipe. Couch found the socks. They were clung to his brown shirt. They all clung to. Okay, Couch. Tim says he was annoyed with fried turkey. They just laid around smoking. Phil's got to get up early tomorrow. Sounds like a good time though, Phil. always wanted to see Muir Woods. I should have made a point of that when I was out in California a few years ago, and with everything else that my wife had planned, it just didn't. I didn't want to add anything. Yeah, Cliff, that's a CB radio handle. CompuServe had handles. MTMTB. All I can really remember about CompuServe is that they would send me a disc like once a week. I got more free discs from CompuServe than anywhere else. Smoking Buddy Matt says YouTube actually calls it a profile pic. Unbelievable. That's rather specific. Wow, Phil, that's great. I'm glad you're able to spend some time with her. That's a long time to be out of touch. Oh, good deal there, Everett. I'm glad you got your haunted bookshop order in. I don't need to order. I mean, especially now that I'm just doing the 2 pipes a day. 2, sometimes 3. Sometimes 3. Okay, it's 3, sometimes 2. I'll be honest. AOL discs made frisbees. Yeah, there you go, Codger Jim. Yeah, that was odd. They would just, you go to your mailbox and it would be full of well, not full, but there'd almost always, every week there'd be a floppy disk in the mail from either America Online or CompuServe, or Prodigy was another company. And I doubt probably half of you don't even know what a floppy disk is. That's when I knew I was getting old. We were cleaning out the lab that I worked in when I lived in Atlanta. And one of the graduate students, I was a postdoc, and one of the graduate students walked up to me holding a floppy disk saying, "What the heck is this?" And that's when I knew I was old. Hey, Ford, I hope you're in a big rig there if you're going out on 19. Backcountry Pipes just about to have a bowl of Thanksgiving. That's Peretti's Thanksgiving? In the Friday 7 Ellie. Is that this year's? I'm wondering if anybody's tried this year's and how it stands up to previous years. I didn't order any. And Tim has just opened a tin of Stonehenge. It was turned up to 11. 500 hours free from America Online. Yeah. Armchair Piper's country handle is Eddie Bob. There you go. Steve, you know what a floppy disk is. Come on. Net Zero. There's another good one, Tim. Yes. Oh, Michael, congratulations on 46 happy years. Patrick Grant, he remembers floppy disks. Okay. Thank you, Patrick. You made me feel 10 years younger. All right, Backcountry Pipe, then it is this year. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Hard to imagine there was a time when bits and bytes came in a box, says Lord Hogarth. Yeah. Oh, Gary. Tim's about to put the hammer down. Earthlink. There you go, Phil. Mindscape. I don't remember Mindscape, Patrick. Ford has done some time in a rig, huh? Fending off lot lizards. I might have gone too far into the lingo there, Ford. We're gonna talk later this weekend, I hope, so you can explain that one to me. Oh, don't feel bad, Armchair Piper. I was around before floppy disks too. Oh, good, Mark. Glad you're enjoying it then. I haven't had it in a couple years. I've had it and really enjoyed it, and other times didn't enjoy it so much. Oh wow, yeah. That I know what you're talking about there, Ron. So you mean it was a CD, but it was actually rectangular shaped, but you put it in a CD port. But of course, there were rectangular discs that were like plastic cases that held a circular disc inside of them. Back in the days when they were floppy. Oh, Phil, is that Arnold? Oh my goodness! I'm so glad to know that Arnold is back, Phil. That's amazing. I guess he was just on walkabout. Netscape. I remember Netscape, MTMTB. I remember it. I should say that's familiar. It's not like I used it. Sirius Zenith just broke in a new Sabanelli Trebi 114KS Oriental mixture. Nice. Mozilla, that was the parent web browser. Mozilla is now Firefox, I believe. Gary Edminster is using Firefox now. Ah, gotcha, Johnny. Okay. No need to explain further than that. Slide rule. Yes, Codger Jim. I'm one of the few people I know that know how to use a slide rule. Who's this? You know, my wife's calling me. She knows that I'm doing this. Should I answer the phone? I won't do that to her. Oh, what the heck. Hello? No, I'm actually doing my live stream right now. Oh, well.
I'm sorry. Do you want to interview me?
Not particularly, no.
Oh, okay. Are you on the air?
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't put you on speakerphone. I haven't put you on the speakerphone. Would you like me to put you on the speakerphone?
Sure, you can put me on the speakerphone.
Okay, but you have to answer a question, and that question is, why in the world did you call me knowing full well it was Friday night and that I'd be doing this?
I totally forgot that it was Friday night at 8 o'clock, but I wanted to call and tell you that Sight and Sound
Is doing David.
That's in Lancaster and Branson, Missouri. They do plays. They do religious story plays.
And they're doing
and
David.
They have live animals on the stage with them.
And they're doing
And
David.
they are on channel TVN right now and again at 10 o'clock. And this show is called Joseph. They're doing the story of Joseph.
I thought they were doing David this year.
What?
I thought they were doing David this year.
They're doing David Lancaster live on stage, and they're doing on television for one night only recorded performance of Joseph. I think they did Joseph last year.
Okay.
Or earlier this year. So So they do 1 or 2 shows, and then now on stage they're probably doing their Christmas program. But it's really cool. And if you're in Branson or if you're in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you have to go see Sight and Sound, the plays.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Public service announcement. So,
yes, public service announcement.
You've got a lot of people saying hello to you.
Everybody, I said hello. Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of happy Thanksgivings back at you. Earlier, folks were asking about your mom, wanting to know how she was doing. I said she was doing well.
But my mom got her she went from the full elbow cast down to a half cast. And as soon as they put her in the half cast, she was off to the races doing stuff. And Monday she's getting a brace. So now she'll really be off to the races.
That's good. That's great. I mean, just so people understand, I was just laughing. I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm laughing at what people are writing in the comments. I didn't want them to think I was laughing at your mom getting a brace.
Oh, no.
But it's just like Smoking Buddy Matt wants me to ask you what's playing tonight on the Hallmark Channel, but I don't want you to answer that.
I have no idea. I know last night was the setting it was like a Southern Christmas, and it had Bruce Campbell in it. That was on last night, but I don't know what's on tonight or tomorrow. Oh, I think one with Lacey Chabert is on tonight.
It's called Haul Out the Halsey
or something like that.
Okay. But the burning question that everyone's asking right now is, what happened to my whiskey?
What do you mean, what happened to your stolen wolf?
Yeah.
You drank it all.
We don't think that's possible.
Well, you did, because I have not touched it. But I found you a new one. It's called Bullet Rye whiskey.
Yeah, you didn't buy that.
Very, very mellow. And I will buy you another bottle of stolen wolf.
Yeah, I don't want the Bullet.
I'm here for how many more weeks I can get down to the strip and buy you more coffee, buy you more whiskey.
Okay.
And maybe a cigar or two if Denise goes with me.
Okay, so if that happens, I'll forgive you for drinking all my whiskey.
Okay, but I did not drink all your whiskey. You drank the whiskey. I did not touch it. Actually, I only drank once here. Oh, and the party that I was at, that I drank at, he made a Manhattan with the Bullet Rye. Man, was that good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah. He's really good at making Manhattans. So, okay.
All right. Well.
Oh, and how is the kraut cutter coming? Did you tell them? Did you give an update on the kraut cutter?
I haven't. No, it's coming okay though.
Oh, okay.
I'm still working on the dovetails.
Yes.
Oh, Cliff. Cliff says I should forgive you and forget about the whiskey. So.
No, I know you like that whiskey. Oh, so did you tell them about the store where I buy it from for all of our Pennsylvania friends?
No, we shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't be doing ads for.
Okay, we shouldn't be doing that. No. That's true. That's true. That's true.
And Christian is people think the dogs drank the whiskey. They're actually willing to believe you and say that my dogs drank my whiskey.
Oh, if Thatcher likes it. That could be a possibility.
Yes.
That could.
Johnny, I agree. Bullet is a good mixing whiskey. I agree.
Oh, yes, it's very.
Uh-oh. Good. Something went beep, and I thought I lost you.
Oh no, I'm actually on the Parkway.
Okay.
Driving to Denise's house.
Yeah, this is when you call me, because you don't know how to use the radio apparently, and I provide entertainment.
How to use the radio, but I wanted to tell you about Joseph.
Well, I appreciate it. Anyway, I should get back to giving my full attention to the folks out there, or Or to you. I could hang up on them and talk to you. It's your
Oh,
fault.
okay. Okay, or we can. Okay, I'll let you go talk to everybody unless anybody has any questions or anything.
Oh.
Because I will have 15 minutes to drive. Everybody can drive. Everybody can drive the Parkway with me and go through the city.
Yeah, I mean the problem is we've got like a 30-second delay, so it's going to be,
Oh,
a while before anybody asks you any questions or anything.
okay. Okay. So, well, I will let you go back to your show. And
All right.
Okay, I love you, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, love you too, sweetie. Bye now.
Okay, bye.
Unexpected, huh? Oh, great, Phil. I look forward to seeing Arnold. So Ford says redemption is smoother than Bullet. I'm not a big fan of Bullet, to be honest. I've had it before and I didn't. But she went to a party and they had Bullet, and she thinks it's the best whiskey in the world. Again, she puts it in Coke and things like that. So. I hope you guys enjoyed that little impromptu visit. Saint is turning into a prima donna. Michael, we're not going to tell her that. We're not going to tell her that. She is lovely, Bona Piper. Thank you. I don't know where the remote is, Couch. I think she hid it so that I could not turn off the Hallmark channel. And by the way, that's what the dogs are watching right now. I can change the channel. But it's not easy. Yeah, I'm not much of a mixer either, Ford. A gin and tonic or a martini is about as far as I go in the mixed drink category, and the martini isn't really mixed, it's just chilled. Yes, Patrick, I do think the cast iron skillet would be in order for that one. And she does have a cast iron skillet, which I think she saves just for that kind of a thing. Yeah, Tim, her and her sisters have the ability to basically create their own speakerphone when they talk on the phone. She sits across the room from me and talks to her sister, and I can hear every word of it, and she's got the phone up to her ear. I don't know what it is about their voices, but they just project through the phones. Gary likes his Boilermakers. Nothing wrong with those. Oh, if the dogs start ordering off QVC, I'm done, Jim. That would just be the end. Arnold's on his third can of food. Wow. You gotta wonder what he was doing out there. Or maybe you don't want to wonder. Boodles Dry Gin? Is that a brand, Ford? I usually just get either Bombay Sapphire or Tanqueray. Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy just listening in. Sound like Alyssa ready to take over the show. She almost did there. Steve and Kathy, she almost did. Oh, Tim. That's pretty much what happens on Hallmark. Beefeater's not bad, Patrick. Yeah. I'm not sure I've had, I probably have had Gordon's, but I don't recall. And Corvette Jim just going to stick with Jack? Well, you know. Nothing wrong with it, Jim. Nothing wrong with it at all. I will have to look into that, Ford. And also have to check out Gordon's. Sounds very familiar, though, Patrick. Yeah, it sounds like he was in some predicament there, Phil. Well, thank goodness he got out of it. Beefeaters, that had that one for sure, Voodoo. Well, if it was a female that got Arnold into the predicament, Cliff, that female better watch it because I understand Fudhorn has Arnold's back. Gary says his uncle liked Tanqueray. And Armchair Piper says that Boodles won an international contest for best martini. Huh. Oh, I haven't even looked today, Couch. I'll look forward to catching up tomorrow. Making Voodoo thirsty. Tim says we all know I'm a Heaven Hill guy. Tim, I'm sorry, that one's lost on me. I don't know what Heaven Hill is. Yeah, Gary, I'd go with moonshine if it was cheap like it's supposed to be, but I'm not paying these ridiculous prices for the liquor store version of moonshine, which is basically flavored vodka. You still have that gallon of gin there, Michael? Plymouth Navy strength. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes wants to know if I've had wet gin. I don't. Is that a joke, Pepe? I don't know that I've ever seen anything called wet gin. I've seen things called dry gin, but I don't honestly know what it means. All right, Corvette Jim, thank you for spending some time with us tonight, buddy. It was good to see you. Ah, yes, Alice's restaurant yesterday. How many listened? I didn't, Voodoo. I wish I had thought of it. I used to enjoy that every year. Ah, it's a very cheap distiller. Gotcha, Tim. Well, then I'm not that picky, to be honest. When it comes to gin, I just go with what I know, but I can't say that I taste very much in gin. And I know there's now, that's a big deal, boutique gins and botanical flavored gins and all that, but the beer's fantastic, Mark. It's the Hershey chocolate porter from Yingling, and it's really good. Oh, Ron says the Alice's Restaurant movie is on YouTube. That was, yeah, I think I've only seen that once, and I was pretty young. There you go, Voodoo. Proof that I'm not picky, right? Patrick Grant is a London Drag Gin guy. And Gary Edminster is telling Mel to kiss his grits. For some reason, Gary just became Flo. Strapman. Hershey Chocolate Porter was nowhere to be found in his state. He's asking if it really tastes like Hershey chocolate or if it's like pipe tobacco, just really light. And an Eagles fan. Yeah, Voodoo. Okay. I mean, I can't say it tastes like Hershey chocolate. I don't really like Hershey chocolate that much. Not that it's bad. It's just very sweet. This has a sweetness to it, but it's also got a pretty deep cocoa flavor to it. But you know, it's not like a chocolate shake or something like that. It's got cocoa notes. Tim's selling new powdered gin for those days when your dry gin just isn't dry enough. It's good stuff, Mark. It really is. It's got it's a little bit light for a porter, to be honest, but the flavor's fantastic on it. Smokin' Buddy Matt clears the air, so gin is considered dry if it is unsweetened. Okay. Well, that's good. Then I do prefer dry gin. I didn't even know it. I didn't know that you could get sweetened gin, to be honest, but thank you for clearing that up. It's a good point, Michael Case. They make all kinds of things taste like chocolate. When are they going to start making chocolate things taste like other stuff? Yeah. Hot chocolate that tastes like beer. Hershey's beer flavored chocolate. Yeah, why not? Jeffrey Feinberg, how you doing tonight? Yeah, Scott, it's interesting you say that. He says one of the few porters that's popular with women. My wife doesn't drink beer, but whenever we go out, if I get a beer, she'll try it. And one of the few times she said, "Ooh, I would drink that," was the Yingling Hershey chocolate porter. Oh, Ron, I know what you mean. I've had beers like that. That does not sound good at all. Holiday cheer brewed with peaches and pecans. But I bet it's good. I've also had beers with that kind of description that were just god awful. So, chocolate bacon. There you go, Jim. Okay, Lord Hogarth, I could see that. So the Bombay is a little more wet because it's more botanical forward. So it's more flavored than. You can always get cold gin. Then it would be cold gin time again. Sam Adams Oktoberfest is good stuff. Yeah, coffee that tastes like flavored coffee. Don't get me started on that. All's good here, Jeffrey. MTMTB is having a peanut butter porter. Those are good too. It was great with Pegasus. Interesting. So you might have noticed I was laughing a lot early on when I put my wife on. She's been doing this thing, and I mentioned that she didn't know how to work the radio. Uh, she's driving back and forth from her parents' house. She's actually staying at her sister's house, and that's about a 15-minute drive. And I won't hear from her all day, but she calls me when she drives. Like anytime she's in the car driving by herself, she calls me. I can send her text messages during the day. I can try to call her. She won't answer the phone. She won't respond to the text because she's, with her family doing stuff. And that's fine. But when she's in the car by herself and nothing else to do, she calls me and expects that I will spend 15 minutes listening to her and so what's new with you? Absolutely nothing. I'm just I got up, I did the same things I do every day. And I appreciate her calling and everything, but it means I have to stop doing everything because I'm not somebody that can multitask, like talk on the phone and do something else at the same time. And usually when I'm doing something, it's not quiet anyway. Like I've been doing a lot of sawing and dovetail chopping and stuff, and she kept calling me today because there was a broken toilet thing that happened yesterday, and she was driving to the hardware store and back, and then sister's house and back, and like every time I thought I was going to get something done, she calls me, and I try to be nice, and okay, well, you should probably focus on your driving then. She said, oh, it's okay, it's I could drive this in my sleep. So when I told her, I was on with you guys, I expected her to just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll hang up." But no, she's, "Well, I'm driving. Why don't you put me on?" She's funny. Yes, Tim, 100%. I'm a coffee-flavored coffee guy indeed. Yes, Cliff, that is most likely the reason. Yeah. So Tim just stopped using creamer. I didn't use creamer for most of my life, and I started getting really bad, like burning, acidy feeling when I would drink coffee. So I started putting creamer in it, and that took care of it. And for about 5 years, I drank it with creamer or cream. And then when I started dieting, I went off the creamer and thought that I'd have to really cut back on coffee. But it turns out that problem just wasn't there anymore. And I actually enjoy black coffee. Oh my goodness, Michael, 25 to 30 times a day. That's crazy. Yes, coffee that is indeed too. Stratman, I have not tried the Ken Byron Burley Morning Coffee. Sounds good. I've been I've had sort of mixed experiences with Ken Byron blends, and they tend to be kind of unicornish, where if you don't get them right away, they sell out and stuff. And I don't know, I just haven't really gotten into it. But I know a lot of people really enjoy his stuff. Yeah, Phil, same here. That's 25 to 30 calls a day is it's tough to get work done. True Strip LJ says his liver's acting funny again. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing serious. Ah, he was the boss, Phil. That's how he got away with it, says Michael. Burley Morning Pipe. Oh, okay, so the name of the blend is Burley Morning Pipe. Gotcha. Gotcha, Stratman. Voodoo says they make Buffalo Trace flavored coffee that actually tastes pretty good. My experience with flavored coffees has been worse than my experience with aromatic pipe tobaccos, and that's pretty bad. So, Ford Smoking Pipes has cracked open Dreams of Kadath. That's an interesting blend, Ford. I have had that. I still have some of it jarred up that I take out occasionally. It's good, but it's very different for me. The Urban Hermit just lit up some canal boat. Tim says that Rollo Tomasi just got free coffee from Devil's Mountain Coffee. Good for him. Oh, he's a YouTube sponsor. Okay. And Ford is going to jump on that Buffalo Trace flavored coffee that Voodoo was talking about. Gary flushes his liver out with beer. Hey, if it works. Patrick, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about that Low Country Virginia and Burley. I'm definitely gonna give that a try. Brian Woodward picked up a few tins of Bankside. He says it's good stuff. Okay, so Ford's not into the flavored coffee, just the whiskey. Okay, gotcha, Ford. And Gary says he does like aromatics. Yep, a lot of folks do, Gary. Nothing wrong with that. Backcountry Pipe, they have stopped making Carter Hall in the pouch. Just ain't going to do it anymore. Which is, I think, unfortunate because a lot of people don't want to buy a tub, and understandably so. Okay, Voodoo got a box of the K-Cups of the Buffalo Trace coffee. Really, Tim? Do you think that Blammo would consider sponsoring me? Zippo765, how you doing, buddy? Stocked up on Burley Flake number 3 and wish the Cornell and Deal would sell it by the 8-ounce tin or bulk by the pound. Yeah, I tell you, if they sold their Burley Flakes by the pound, I would definitely be buying them. I can't keep the numbers straight. I don't like the ones with a lot of key in them, but they've got some good Burley Flakes, but I'm just not going to buy those small tins. Although now that I'm doing 2 to 3 bowls a day, who knows? I mean, a tin might do me. Buzzing like crazy over there. We didn't even talk about Thanksgiving. I was going to, but then I got interrupted. Worm food. so tell us how you really feel, Ford. I hope everybody did have a good Thanksgiving. Mine was quiet, just me and the dogs, but we had a good time. I decided to forego the turkey and just made some Italian food, which was quite nice, and yeah, and watched the Planet of the Apes marathon. And that was about it, really. And it's weird. I can't believe it's Friday, to be honest. So I took off Wednesday, and then of course had off uh, Thursday, and today is actually a day off as well. And I'm taking, normally I would take the week off, so I'd be going back to work on Monday, but I couldn't take off Monday and Tuesday. So I'm taking off actually I'm taking off next Wednesday as well, so I don't go back to work until Thursday. So this doesn't really feel like Friday, oddly enough. The Haunted Bookshop is done. I will have another, I just don't know what I'm going to have yet. Zippo says been low-key for a while. Voodoo says he had his back fusion at the end of July. I hope you're feeling better from that there, Voodoo. Surgeon says wait a year before going back to smoking pipes. I'm thinking about doing it sooner. What say ye? Well, Voodoo, you know I'm not qualified to give medical advice. But I had an interesting conversation with my orthopedic surgeon the other day. He was giving me my third and final hyaluronic acid injection in my knee. And he said, if this doesn't work, well, we can go back to the cortisone shots, but eventually you're going to need surgery. And I said, yeah, I understand that. And he said, now, are you still smoking? And I said, yes. And he said, okay, so, you're going to have to stop when that surgery starts. And I said, okay, is that, how soon before the surgery and for how long? And he said, well, how many packs do you smoke a day? And I said, I don't smoke cigarettes. He said, oh, you don't? I said, no, I smoke pipes. He said, oh, pipes. Then don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about that. And I was kind of surprised, but he said apparently there's a risk of infection with cigarettes, but there's no evidence that pipes or cigars cause a problem. So, you should listen to your doctor, Voodoo, but maybe get a second opinion. Oh, that kind of Thanksgiving is glorious, Ron. Sounds like a good one. Yeah, I agree, Backcountry Pipe. There is something about that pouch that I just miss it. The luxury pouch. Jim PM. Showing up late. Well, we're good to have you, Jim. Tim had an Army of One holiday as well. Oh, did Sarge post his annual video today? I missed that, Mark. I'm going to have to look that up after we're done here. I think it is coxcomb, Phil. Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. Yeah, Voodoo. I guess that different doctors have different different approaches. And keep in mind, this is not the doctor that would be doing the surgery, so the surgeon might have a completely different take on it. Yeah, Jim, I know what you mean. You know, he says he got his shoulder surgery and then he smoked cigars incessantly because that's all he could do. Um, I mean, I've been through some medical things where, you know, the doctors just did not want me to smoke. And it wasn't that there was any clear reason for it. They just didn't think it was smart. And if I didn't, I would have gone nuts. You know, it's and Voodoo, I have a great deal of respect for you being able to do it. I'm not saying that you're doing the wrong thing or anything like that. I mean, it's great that you're following your doctor's orders, and you should. Uh, but you have to wonder sometimes how much of this is just this bias against smoking versus an actual, you know, identified risk. Cliff knows a dentist who smokes pipes. Cliff, I've been meaning to talk to you. My dentist is the reason I'm only smoking 2 a day. Two Strip LJ says chicken bone broth helped his knee pain. Yeah, I've tried it actually, Two Strip, and it didn't do much for me. But I actually do a protein shake in the morning for breakfast, and that uses bone broth powder. And my wife, every time we have a chicken, she makes chicken bone broth, and we do that. Quit snuffing cigarettes out on your knee, and there's no risk after surgery. That's funny. Ah, okay, Voodoo. That kind of makes sense. He says the nicotine can affect the healing of the fusion of the bone, and what nicotine does, nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. It can change blood flow quite a bit, and that might have something to do with it. So if you have less blood flow to where you need it, that would be a bad thing. Piper on the 45. Good evening to you, sir. Michael K says he's looking forward to Bremen Pipe Smokers' annual Christmas tobacco review. Yeah, that's always a good time. Gary Edminster, the doctors that wanted him to quit are all dead now. It's like the old George Burns quote. He's, you know, close to 100 years old, and he's being interviewed, and he's got a cigar in his hand, and the interviewer says, you know, what does your doctor think of you smoking this many cigars? Because he was smoking like, you know, 8 or 9 a day or something. And George Burns' response was, my doctor? Oh, he's dead. Backcountry pipe, I never really counted, but I know I was somewhere. It would depend on the day, but it was usually 6 to 8 during the week, and on a weekend it could be as many as 10 a day. Uh, and I was just, you know, it's just the habit. It's just something I would do. Like when I was down here working in the shop, I'd always have a pipe in my mouth. Um, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. I wasn't getting anything out of it. So I'm kind of glad that I cut back just because I'm enjoying it more. Um, yeah, nicotine closes down the small capillaries. It makes sense, MTMTB, because it's going to restrict blood flow for sure. And should increase blood pressure, Phil. Yep. And the dentist is also dead, huh, Gary? Well, I guess it's a good thing to outlive your physicians. Everett smokes 24 hours a day. It's the old Mark Twain quote that somebody asked him, does he smoke all the time? And he said, no, I never smoke when I'm sleeping. Your kids keep your pipes and cigars as a hobby? That's funny, Mark. So like the custodians? I think smoking pipes and cigars after a vasectomy would, well, I don't know if that would be good or bad, Tim, now that you mention it. Yeah, Zippo, same here. If I'm working, during the week, if I'm actually going into work, I have two pipes without. I mean that would be happening anyway. Oh, maybe three, because I might have one after dinner and then one later in the evening. Oh, Tim. Po Piper, doing just fine. He has about 5 to 8 bowls on a weekend day. Yep. Andrew Galloway, good evening. Oh, there you go, Ford. You switched. You just switched to a new hobby. Wow, that's something, Ron. First dentist was born in the 1890s and was in a cave or a sod house in Indian Territory. Wow. I'm gonna load up another bowl of Haunted Bookshop, I think. No, you know what? I'm gonna do. I've got this 2021 blend of all the things I liked in 2021, which I've got to finish before the end of the year. So I've got probably 3 bowls left, and I put one into the next year's blend. So I'll have this. There you go, Cliff. Bacon will kill you way before smoking a pipe. I believe that. And you will die happy. I love that, Steve. Thought he was hiding the red man, huh? That's funny. And this, by the way, Couch will recognize this pipe. This is a Savinelli, and it's from a pipe shop named Clafters, which I believe was either Pittsburgh or maybe it was in Ohio. Couch will have to remind me. Ford is getting the bottle note off his whiskey before he drinks it. An armchair piper says all of his doctors know that he smokes pipes, even the ones from the hospital. Yeah, I don't hide it from my doctors, Ed. But if they tell me to stop, I just tell them they're nuts. Hey, Jim, Sir James, good to see you, buddy. No need for apologies. And Jim PM says he believes it's an individual thing. Issues may be more random depending upon a person and is consistently universal for all. Yeah, you can pick holes in some expert studies for sure. And you know, doctors, to their credit, are just trying to err on the side of caution and keep their malpractice insurance low, which is not such to their credit, but Gary Edminster is switching from beer to Baileys. And possibly a cigar. I had a cigar last night after dinner. I had an Ashton that I've had these in my humidor for a long time. They're probably about 12 years old. Very nice, very smooth cigars. Oh, that's funny, Zippo. So he was probably tipping his hand with that comment, huh? Yes, Scott, I usually get that kind of thing as well. It's rare that I get more than a "Do you want to stop?" and I say no, and they say okay. But it annoys me that they have to ask every time. Wow, Ron, that is something else. Must have loved what he did then, huh? That Country Pipe's asking if I have a favorite cigar. I don't know. I like a lot of cigars, and I've been out of the cigar world for a while, so I don't know what the latest and greatest are. But I'm still really enjoying the Leaf Sumatra. Those are ones I really like. I tend to go for the more the Nicaraguan sort of cigars. I don't really like Maduros much, and I do like the occasional Connecticut or Dominican, but that's more usually of like a morning with coffee kind of cigar. Whereas at night, I tend to like something a little bit more flavorful. Ah, okay, Zippo. So he smokes a pipe too. Gotcha. Andrew Galloway's got some Hearth and Home Black House, very good blend, in a cheap Lorenzetti, which is probably smoking just fine. Yeah, Scott, there's a checklist that they have to run down. Doctor in Georgia retired at over 100 years old. My goodness. Belinda Coronas are nice cigars. Don't know those Sirius Zenith, but I'll keep an eye out. Codger Jim says changing doctors January 1st. He's had enough of, or he's enough politically incorrect. You know, it's funny now that everything is computerized, so they have these patient portals where you can go in and see your after visit summaries and stuff, and you actually get access, or at least I get access to the notes that the doctor takes during the interview that he has with you. And it's very clearly a form, you know, that there's things they very clearly have to discuss. And I read these things sometimes, and you know, I get a notification like within 5 or 6 hours of the appointment. I get an email that says, you know, notes are available, and I'll go and look at them, and there'll be things like it'll say, discussed smoking cessation with patient. And I'll think, well, no, he actually didn't do that this time. Or, there's just things that are clearly form questions that they probably have to ask for insurance purposes that I know weren't asked. And they just check them off, which is fine. Ashton VSGs are fantastic, Jeffrey. Those are good ones. Gotcha, Jim. Had enough politically correct. Tim has a cigar pipe. Oh, yes. Waste not, want not, indeed, Tim. Yep. I do that too. Zippo says if you like flavor-infused cigars, the Fat Bottom Betty is a great one. Fat Bottom Betty. Yeah, I don't like flavored anything. Voodoo's giving a big yes to the VSGs. Yeah, those are nice cigars. Mark, we're not going to get into it, but I appreciate you you telling us to be thankful. Do you want to trade? Ford likes the honey flavored cigars from Backwoods. Jim PM, Jim, I agree with you on this. He says he's too old to be politically correct. He finally gets old people. I find myself saying things these days where I first off, I think I can't believe I just said that. And then secondly, I think I don't care that I just said that. And I now understand old people. Yep. Takes one to know one, I guess. Michael Case is going to get out the Father Christmas tamper. Yeah, it is getting close. Oh, we don't want them. It's got to be a trade, Mark. All right, Steve and Kathy, you guys take care. Have a great weekend, buddy. Hope your back's feeling better soon. Zippo's saying if you like Backwoods, you might like some of the Drew Estate cigars. Try the La Rutan cigar. La Rutan. Tim, it turns out my favorite oatmeal flavor is plain, but I prefer plain cream of wheat to oatmeal. And I don't like popsicles. So you're actually right about all of that. I'm a very bland person. I do like spicy food. I like heat. I like hot peppers. But when it comes to, I don't like sweet stuff. I guess that's really, well, there's two things. I don't like sweet stuff, and I don't like chemical flavorings because I can't taste them. So anything flavored, I'm not gonna like if it's chemically flavored. And if it's sweet, it's probably, probably just not gonna be something I like. Drew Estates Rusticas? So they're making a cigar with Rustica? Backwoods now makes pipe tobacco? What is going on with the world? All briared up. Hey, John, how's it going? Great to see you, buddy. So Rustica is I didn't realize Rustica was gone, Ford. They probably just ran out. Yeah, it's good to see you, John. All briared up. Haven't seen you in a while. I don't know if you're still doing your Tuesday meetups. I used to enjoy those, but life's just been too crazy. Life's been crazy all around. It's just been. I've got a bunch of emails from several folks that might be on here or that might be watching this later, and I apologize that I haven't gotten back to you. I haven't even read them. I just see they come in, and I think, oh, I'll get to that later today, and I just fall asleep. So maybe tomorrow I'll spend some time catching up on email. It's amazing how much time you can lose because people care about you. And that sounded awful. I didn't mean that to sound awful. It's not lost time. It's just you've got to budget your time, and you've got to make those kinds of things a priority because I believe that if people take the time to send you an email, they deserve a response, and they deserve a timely response. So my apologies for that. Cats mating with dogs, it's anarchy. I just I have trouble believing that backwoods pipe tobacco would be good, but maybe I'm just being very snobby about it. All right, all briared up. I hope that haunted bookshop goes down well, buddy. Okay, there, John. That's probably why I haven't seen the notifications even, because that's past my bedtime most nights. Well, Michael, that probably tells you something there. Wedding anniversary fell on Boris Karloff's birthday. I don't know. I would personally view that as a good sign, but I can see why it might not be. Jim PM says, "Watch City Flake." Is that 558? Pairing well with pumpkin pie moonshine. Yeah, 558. Sweet excursion overall, but a mighty good one. Good for you, Jim. Glad you're enjoying it. Gary says his coffee is smooth. Is that coffee with Bailey's, Gary? speaking of drinking, I gotta finish this up. We're at time here. So we got a couple quick things to tell you before we sign off here. We're going to be doing a Christmas special. I found me a Santa, and you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it whether you like it or not. No, it's I love doing that, and it's gonna be a good Santa. So we're gonna do a Christmas special in the coming weeks, and other than that, it's just gonna be business as usual. So I will be back on Sunday with a video as usual, and we'll be doing this again next Friday. And I haven't yet looked at the calendar to see like what day Christmas falls on and stuff like that. So we'll adjust to whatever the calendar makes us adjust to. Tim's saying it's time to pull up Die Hard on DVD. It's not a Christmas movie. All right, folks. I actually finished this a little prematurely. There was a bit left. Thank you so much for joining me. You all take care. Have a fantastic weekend. And I hope if I don't see you on Sunday that I see you next week. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care, and we'll talk again real soon.